Starts recording. Doesn't even give me any warning. We're in.
Yes, we're in. Hello.
Everybody.
Yeah, we just had to talk about what we should name this, and we're thinking about the Shenanigans podcast.
Ta-da! Still not sure about it though. We're pretty indecisive.
Yeah, we've bounced around a couple times. What did he say before? The Resnecks.
The
Resnecks.
Yeah.
Res
Rednecks.
Res Rednecks. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know. All I know is that's what I am.
Yeah. Oh, I recently found out that I'm technically a half-breed as well.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, for the longest time, I always thought I was like full native, but no, apparently not.
Oh, what side of the family?
My mom's, I believe.
Huh.
My grandma Felicity, she is actually white. She has a status card, but how she got that status card was because she married my grandpa. Yeah. Because back then, if you guys didn't know, if you married a native, you could get a status card.
Yeah.
And yeah, so she's technically native.
Oh, weird.
But she's also Caucasian.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that being said, too, also there were points in our history where if you married a native, you got your native status taken away. That's what happened to my grandmother.
Oh?
Yep. My grandmother, she married my grandfather, obviously. But in doing so, she... and now, I don't know if this was like a Canada-wide thing or if it was only a here thing. But I know that she was not allowed to be buried in the native graveyard.
Huh.
Yep. So my grandma is buried in an unmarked grave.
Oh. I didn't even get to meet him because I wasn't born yet, so...
Neither with my grandmother. She...
Anyways, moving on.
Moving on. Not talking about dead grandparents.
Yes. Oof. Just pivot and move.
That got dark.
Yes.
So shenanigans. That was like the primary one. I mean, I threw out tantalizing tangerines, but that's just because it sounds nice.
It sounds dirty in a way.
Does it?
Tantalizing tangerines. Because, like, anything tantalizing, when I hear it, I think, like, kind of lewd of some sort.
Oh.
Like, oh, it's tantalizing.
It's very tantalizing. It always just reminds me, I can't remember if it was a Family Guy movie. I think it was the Family Guy Star Wars one. Anyways, it was like I think they had, Obi-Wan had his lightsaber hanging up on a porch, or maybe it wasn't. That four-winged weird guy with the big nose comes out on Tatooine and like flies right into it, and he's just like comes to and he's like, why would you put that there? Oh, it's so tantalizing, I just couldn't help but flying into it. And he just like gets mad at the guy, and I just always remember him using the word tantalizing. Like, that's what I picture when I picture tantalizing, something that's so tantalizing that it just draws you in. You gotta go for it. That's what I think.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe I've just been made impure through all the content that I consume. Because like my mind always usually goes straight into the gutter or making inappropriate innuendos. Yeah,
I mean, inappropriate innuendo are great.
Yeah, because like if one thing I think that people would recognize me as the guy who makes inappropriate innuendos like on the fly. Yeah, you say something and I'm just like there with a quick quip about it. Just that makes it bad.
It's either a quick quip or it's just like the worst burn I've ever heard.
Oh,
and then we all laughed because it was terrible though. And it's like everyone does it.
Oh god, yeah. I honestly have to learn to control my tongue because I say that to like random new friends that I make, and I just totally shut them down with it. I'm sorry.
I feel so bad.
It's just a reflex with me now. To really learn how to control that part.
Right? You just get a little too witty and end up cutting yourself.
Oh yeah. Or I just make it look like that I'm a dick.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's not perfect.
No, that's right.
Except for me. Perfectly imperfect.
But we were talking about like what kind of content.
Oh yeah.
Like we were you'd mentioned before maybe talking about like fun kind of like shenanigans growing up and
just like random stories that we've had or experiences that we've been through. Or like also just random topics like when I picked you up, I had asked him to pick him up because I'm almost done this audiobook that I'm on. I'm like under an hour before I finished a whole 5-book series. Again, by the way, we're talking about crypto mining. That whole world. Like, I know nothing about it.
Yeah, I mean, I could spend so much time talking about cryptocurrencies, crypto mining.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, my context, I work a very cool job that I love immensely.
Yeah.
And so my boss came up to me about 2 months ago, and he was like, "Hey, like I'm pulling you off all of these other things that you've been doing, and I want you to focus on looking into cryptocurrencies, learning about it, and seeing and trying to get it for our nation here." And so now I'm a little
Just
over 2 months in.
Completely dove into it because it's part of your job now.
So hard. That's my job now, is cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, no, it's so amazing. Like today I had the epiphany. I was just like, I realized that these mining rigs, like if you don't buy the mining specific stuff that's coming out right now, like the ASIC models and stuff like that, and then the mining specific CPUs, like if you just buy high end gaming equipment, which is what people started out with crypto mining.
Oh yeah, I honestly kind of hate those people because they marked up the GPU prices super high.
Yep.
It's like I was looking at the GPU that I have right now is a GeForce GTX 1050 Ti.
Oh, you got the 1050?
Yeah, it's not amazing, but
yeah, but it's still better than no GPU.
Yeah, it was like within a month I was looking at it was like $200.
Yeah.
And then I finally bit the bullet and decided to buy one because I wanted to get into recording videos and streaming and whatnot. By the way, Cole the Butcher on Twitch.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Follow. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I was looking at it. It was like $200-ish. $250 maybe. And then when I bought it, it was at like $320, $330, like not even a month later. So I was like, I'm buying this now. I know it's not the best one, but it's one that I can afford right now
like
because
30% up.
It shot up. Like with all those crypto miners and whatnot. I was like, if I don't buy a GPU now, I won't buy one later because it's just gonna cost so much.
Getting into crypto mining, it'll pay itself off. You'll get an ROI. But if you just want to be a gamer and like use the setup you have,
like
there's no point in trying to buy one of the bigger, fancier ones now because you're right, they're just
ridiculously expensive. Like in an ideal world, I would love to have a 3080.
Oh yeah,
that's like one of those top
tier
ones, but it's so expensive.
Yeah, pay $3,000 to $4,000 for one of those 3080 guys.
I
mean, it's like 10 times better than that 1050 you got.
Oh god, easily.
Easily, but you could buy a full PC setup, pre-built, right?
A cheap one, even like a cheap laptop is $1,000.
Yeah, but that's still good, right?
Yeah,
like
you can still play all the games and kind of like stream at 480p.
Yeah,
which is is what I currently stream at. I need to upgrade my CPU and GPU, but how expensive GPUs are. I'm actually planning on upgrading my CPU to I want an i9-9900KS, but those cost $8,000. So I was thinking about going with an i5 9700K, which is about $700.
Yeah.
It has 2 more cores than my current one. No hyper-threading though.
What are you running for a board then? Is that like
it's our Aurora's Pro Wi-Fi board. Yeah, it's an LGA 1151, so that's just like what socket type it is. Because like if you buy a CPU that's an LGA 1200 and you have a 1151, just not compatible. You can't.
You have to to anybody out there, if you're going to buy like a motherboard, if you're getting into mining, or if you're building your own PC, do not mess up on buying that CPU.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm personally Team Blue, which is Intel, because I just can't get over the fear of having a CPU with pins on it. And if you accidentally break or bend a pin, it's like garbage. You can't really do anything with it. That's like $900. You know what? I'm gonna go Intel. So if I do accidentally bend a pin, it's on like a $300 board, opposed to like a $700 CPU.
Oh man,
that's my reasoning. But like, as long as you're careful, they're pretty well 1-in-1 now. Yeah. Like quality wise, Ryzen and Intel, I probably angered a couple people.
Probably.
But they're practically the same for the common people out there.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was looking into.
You know, Ryzen's cheaper.
It's a bit cheaper. Yeah, I was shooting. Like I got a list going right now. I think I went with the i5 Ryzen CPU.
Oh, I think it's just Ryzen 5 chip.
Yeah, it's
because I is usually Intel.
No, it does have the I on it.
Oh,
they do i3, i5, i7. But then each of those has its own like subset for how many. Oh shoot! Come on, just remember. I was just looking at it before getting off work too. Oh, I'm not gonna remember now. Sheesh. Anyways, doesn't really matter. But yeah, just pay attention to your CPU.
Yeah. No. Oh God, what is it? One of the sites that I've looked at, it has this. Oh no, it's a PC part picker. If you put in all your specs in there, it will actually check and make sure that all your parts are compatible.
Nice.
And like I was so nervous about it. Then I looked on Linus Tech Tips or was it Jay's 2 Cents? I don't know, one of those. They recommended a PC part picker. Then I checked all my stuff in there, and all my stuff was compatible.
Yeah.
Which I knew, like,
pretty sure,
90% sure that all of it was compatible. But I wanted to make sure. I'll actually leave that in the description so you can look at it for anyone who's actually interested in building a PC.
Yeah.
Because, like, you don't want to spend, a good chunk of change on something that you can't use.
Yeah, they sure do look nice. Some of the gaming setup stuff looks super.
Oh yeah, like mine's coloring. All RGB. Oh, totally. My RAM's RGB.
Right. Oh, I wanted to ask you, what's your? Because like that's a pre-bought PC box. Right? Like you filled it yourself.
Yeah, I just bought the tower. It's an NZXT case.
I think I was looking at one of those. I think I was looking at one today actually. I was thinking about buying it.
I honestly like it a lot. Like I'm pretty sure it's just acrylic and not actually tempered glass, but hell, it still looks nice. And
hey, when you did your GPU, did you use a riser in there, or did you just hook it right up to the PCIe port? Essentially, instead of having all your GPUs right off your board, which I actually now I can tell you do have it right in the PCIe slot.
Yeah.
Riser, it's essentially it just helps.
Just like a cable that comes off your board.
Yeah, you do. It's a PCIe adapter to USB, and then you do USB out, and then you can just plug the USB into most actually the GeForce have them actually. And then you can have it mounted somewhere else so that you can have either external cooling for your GPU.
Oh yeah.
Like because like, you can do like the water-based cooling for those too.
Oh yeah, well. I would love to have upgrade to it, but my stuff right now is not getting hot at all. It's a locked chip, so I can't overclock it or anything.
Yep, that sucks.
But yeah, I can actually, because my GPU is currently horizontal, but I can install it vertical if I wanted to. But I'd need one of those jumper cables to install it. Like, if I had a nicer GPU, I'd probably install it vertical, but I don't, so I won't.
Yeah, I know. That's like, it's like I was looking at getting a lot nicer of a GPU before, like, looking at my sum total of my card. It was just like, I was looking at getting, I think it was a 260. I was looking at getting a GeForce 260.
260?
And nice. I was so close, and it was like $800 or $900. And then I checked, the total in my 3 different cards I had going. And I'm like, no.
Oh yeah.
They look so cool.
Right?
But there's no way.
Yeah. Like, honestly, the way that I went about building my PC, it took me 4 months to buy everything.
Yeah.
Maybe longer. Because, like, all I had was a shitty little pre-bought Dell that had, like, 2 cores and, like, 6 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
It was horrible. And I tried to stream off that. You were actually my first follower on Twitch. And, it was bad.
I couldn't even watch your streams.
Yeah. It would just... It looked more like a slideshow, right?
It did look like a slideshow. I just got snippets of you doing things. I was like, we got another one! Oh, man.
Yeah, and he doesn't watch me anymore.
In fairness, I don't watch anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not. It's kind of weird for how techie I am at work. Like, I am not techie at home.
Oh god, no.
No, I'm like caveman.
Like you and your natural habitat?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Not me.
Like for work and whatnot, it's it makes sense because you're at work. It's part of your job and whatnot.
Right. Trying to get away from a little bit at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the most techie part that I can say about you is gaming, like through consoles and whatnot.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely more techie on that.
Yeah.
Maybe not techie, but definitely a gamer.
Yeah.
Definitely put in some solid hours.
Oh god, yes, definitely. Oblivion, man. So many hours in Oblivion.
Oh Jesus. I think we did the math once when we were younger. I think at that point in our lives we'd each spent somewhere like around 200 to 300 hours.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. We definitely had an addiction.
What?
But yeah, I don't know, it was just one of those things, growing up in a small town, not a whole lot to do unless you want to climb a mountain.
Unless you want to climb a mountain.
Or join basketball or soccer or something like that, which I definitely wasn't really into.
Yeah. I mean, I was, but I don't know, I like to have that balance because, like, it was really nice having a friend like you because, like, nobody expected me to, like, go climb a mountain or, like, do a load of firewood,
Wake
like all
up
these
6 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, I could just, like, game with you and, like, hang out and, like, talk to your family, and it was just, like, so nice.
Yeah, it was just chill. The whole family's chill.
Your whole family is chill.
But yeah, anyways, let's get into a little bit about our camping story that I talked about a little bit ago about the scar on my hand.
Dun, dun.
Dun, dun. Yeah, so we decided to go out to Aka?
Junior Canadian.
Yeah, the Junior Canadian Rangers, which is it's like Scouts if you're in the States.
Yeah, it's like warming children up for the military.
Yeah, it's pretty well just like, training for kids to go to military, even though it wasn't really.
But it was a lot of fun, right?
It was so much fun.
I think that's what they try and show you, like a bit of camaraderie, right? And you do get to travel.
Organized activities and whatnot.
Exactly. Well, and nice for a small town too, right? Because
they mostly targeted small towns just to get them doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we decided to go, or our Master Corporal leader?
Master Corporal sounds.
Yeah.
Master Sergeant?
No, Sergeant, because that would Ranger, I think. Yeah, I think it's Ranger.
Sheesh. Hope Scott Barnes doesn't listen to this. Sorry there, buddy, if you do.
Yeah.
Butchering it.
Oh wow. But yeah, we decided to go out to Hackeye for a camping trip out there. And yeah, we hiked everywhere that morning. And
it's a beautiful island.
It's an amazing, mostly scientific research done out there, yeah. But we were able to go out there during one of our trips and a bunch of hiking. And I'm not really an active person. I'm active, but not. Like, this whole life I've always been strong, but, endurance.
Yeah.
Not my strong suit.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
I can run. Not anymore, though. Horribly out of shape.
Yeah, we both have desk jobs now.
Yeah, that'll get
which I never thought I would.
I neither did I.
Anyways, we're hiking along the island the whole day. Get back to our campsite, and I was like, "Hey, lad, throw me your knife." And guess what this guy does?
Hey!
He throws me his knife.
Why you told me to throw your knife?
Yes, I did.
I spent like an hour sharpening it around the campfire.
It was so sharp. What kind of knife was it again?
That was
it was like a Bowie, but not.
Yeah, I think it was made in Pakistan. It was it had a curve to it, right? Like, it wasn't a skinning knife by any means, but it just had a nice good curve to it.
Kind of like a Crocodile Dundee knife, but smaller.
But smaller, yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good way to put it, actually. Yeah, and
it had that nice
a little whoop at the end.
Whoop.
Yeah, a little whoop. I'd spent a lot of time on that little whoop of the blade.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I went to throw it over the campfire across to coal.
God, how far were we? We were probably like a good 7 feet apart.
I was gonna say 10.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I tried to like underhand throw it so that the knife would stay stationary in the air through the throw, right? So then the person catching could grab it. But I'd never thrown this knife like that before.
Oh yeah.
and I was tired, and Cole was tired, and it was dusk.
Oh yeah, it was like you couldn't see 50 feet in front of you.
No.
Like there was still light, but
oh god! So I threw it.
Threw it. It arced over the fire, and
Twisted.
I thought that it was gonna hit my friend Taz in the leg, which I'm not completely sure if it would have or wouldn't. It was like a split-second decision. Do I let it, possibly stab Taz, or do I put my hand in front of it and just take the brunt of it?
Yeah.
And me being me, I put my hand in front of it. Because, it was my fault that I asked him to throw the knife.
But it was also my fault because I threw the knife.
He threw the knife. And then we just had this bystander right next to me. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put my hand in the way. And I have like...
Maybe an inch and a half, 2 inches long.
How long do you think it was? About an inch?
Yeah, that's about an inch.
Around an inch long gash in my hand. And it went deep as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't sever any tendons or anything like that. You could actually see the silver of fat on my hand. Couldn't get to a hospital because we were 2 hours by boat on an island.
On an island.
So I think we butterfly stitched it after stopping the bleeding.
Which was that didn't work. We had to redo it a couple times.
Yeah. I don't remember it all. I just remember having a wad and then talking with it.
Yeah, I remember.
After a while, I'm just like,
well,
using it like a
small
small
that it wasn't bleeding, and
yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Oh god,
man, Scott was
so mad.
Oh my goodness! What was it that he said to us, Cole?
If you ever think about doing something stupid, just picture me telling you guys, don't do it, you dumbass.
That's right. Don't do it, you
and
dumbass.
And that's stuck on that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I almost forgot about that motto. Yeah. Don't do it, you dumbass.
Don't do it, you dumbass.
That's actually helped me out a lot. Low key, like throughout my now young adult life, I feel like I've avoided some potentially serious injury. Yeah.
Other than that, I think that was like my other actual injury that I've had. Like, I did break my leg when I was 11.
That was terrible.
It wasn't alright.
That was not alright. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah.
Oof, that was so bad.
God, it was bad. So, actually, let's talk about that a little bit. So, I was running to the bus, and we had one of our friends, Chelsea. That was in front of me, and it was either I try and jump around her, or I just bulldoze her over. Yeah. And I was like twice the size of her easily.
Oh, easy, yeah. She was small then.
Oh god, so small. Probably still small.
I haven't seen her in forever. Is still pretty small.
Anyways, hi Chelsea.
Hello,
if
Chelsea.
You ever find us?
Yep.
Should have a coffee whenever we're in the same town.
Totally.
Anyways, I would have bulldozed her over, or I'd jump around her. So I decided to jump around her because I didn't want to.
Good call.
Just mow someone. Like if it was Elijah, I would have definitely just.
Oh yeah, I would have kind
slammed
of
right into
you too.
Yeah,
but not yeah.
But yeah, I jumped. I landed. My leg didn't buckle, and my thoughts is that the impact shocked my muscles, or not like electrically, but did a jolt on them, and it ripped my growth plate off my tibia. Around 5 pieces.
And for you non-science folks, that's bad.
Yeah. My muscle was so strong it ripped bone from my chin.
Yeah, that makes me queasy.
And then I was stormbound here in town for a week, I think. And it was freezing rain, horrible. It actually happened in January, by the way. So.
Yeah, not long after your birthday.
Yeah, so I was stormbound. My leg healed. I was rushed up in an ambulance to the airport to get an air vac out because we live in the middle of nowhere. So they actually had to climb on top of the ambulance and defrost all the wings to be able to go out because we only had like a half an hour, be able to head out of town. It was one of the worst things. Freezing rain, like I said. I think I actually have a photo of a guy on top of the ambulance defrosting the.
Gee, really?
Yeah, it's somewhere. Actually, I don't have it. My mom has it.
That would make a lot of sense. Yeah, your mom had your mom's always had a cell phone for as long as I can remember.
Yeah,
maybe not quite that long since we've had cell phone service here.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe I'll post it on Instagram just showing that, which is Cole the Butcher 42, by the way.
Ew.
Or you can probably just find it as Cole the Butcher. It will have clips of my gameplay on there, but don't follow the other Cole the Butcher on Instagram, that fucker. He stole, I shouldn't say he stole it. I made my username, and then he so happened to have the same idea because he too is a butcher. I creeped on his profile a little bit.
What?
Yeah.
What are the chances?
Yeah, right? Yeah, so that's why my Instagram account is Cole the Butcher 42.
Huh.
Because, 42 is the meaning of life.
Yeah, 42 is meaning life.
Yeah, that's the only reason why it's 42.
And I love that. The Checkers Guide to the Galaxy, 10 out of 10 recommend.
I still haven't watched it in No, I've watched it. It's been at least 10 years since I've last watched.
Oh my god,
if not
so
longer.
Good. Because they, I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm not going to spoil much. But there's the interdimensional race that create a supercomputer to give you the answer to life. Mm-hmm. And it spends billions upon billions of years doing its calculations. And then finally it's 42.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, 42. And they're what does that refer to? What's the
42 what?
Exactly. What was the question that gave you that answer? And essentially, so they start it all up again. And anyways, it's the conclusion to that aspect of the story in and of itself makes the book worth reading. Just do it.
42?
42. It's so good.
But yeah, that guy is also Cole the Butcher.
Yeah.
But I managed to snag on all the other platforms, on Reddit and Twitter and whatnot. So I have those ones.
I'm so sorry. Lost all the other ones.
Yes.
You have to be Cold Butcher 42 now.
I was actually thinking about messaging you and be like, hey.
You should.
Can I buy your name from you?
You should do that.
Because then I actually have it. Yeah. No, also on TikTok, I made an account. And there's someone else that's under the name Cole the Butcher. And I tried messaging him. And I can't message him because he hasn't followed me back.
Ah.
So he has to follow me back before I can...
Be like, hey.
Good. Do you mind changing your name? If not, can I pay you to change your name?
No doubt, right? Or even just add a symbol.
Something. But yeah, I think I'm Cole the Butcher 42 on TikTok as well.
Oof.
Something like that. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of our podcast, guys.
Right.
Or of what did we agree upon? Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Thank you for tuning into our Shenanigans podcast.
Maybe we should do pre-recorded intros.
Actually, I don't know.
Anyways,
leave
a comment below if you think this is better.
Yeah, should we just go off the cuff for our intros again, our outros?
I kind of enjoy that.
I kind of like it too.
Just randomly hit the start button, and then you realize you're being recorded.
Yeah, no, I literally did not tell Elijah at the start of this podcast
just sitting here
that we're starting. I'm just boop. Boop.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Give it a like if you liked it. Dislike if you don't like it. Mm-hmm. It gives us more feedback, so we know what we're doing right or what we're doing wrong.
Yeah, let us know if you'd like a dramatic recreation of me throwing a knife and stabbing Cole in the hand.
Ooh, yeah, we could probably
that would be hilarious.
Do some kind of funny skit.
We probably could, yeah.
In my short films playlist, if you want to check out my short films. Nothing amazing. I mean, it's super amazing.
It's so great.
Check it out. Yeah, it's cray-cray.
Oh, you're that guy who thinks it's great? Yeah, I think it's great too.
Yeah, it's definitely great.
Okay.
I love this. Alrighty. Well, have a nice night, morning, afternoon, whatever time of day it is, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.